On this edition of Forbes Sports Money, we find out which major league players and teams are on top of their money game. We take a look at a business model that has reshaped the sports media landscape.
The network is an incredibly valuable asset, but also the kind of cash flow it throws off allows networks like NESN and like Yes and the other regional sports networks that have kind of copied the Yes model to give extraordinary rights fees to the teams.
When Forbes Sports Money covers the Yes Network. It all starts right here, right now. And hi, everybody. Welcome to Forbes Sports Money. I'm Bob Lorenz, joined as always by my co-host Mike Lozanian of Forbes Magazine. And there's a big issue of Forbes hitting the newsstands and in their Major League Baseball team values. Now, the average team value is up 16%, but operating profits are down. So why is that?
Well, Bob, last season, player costs actually rose faster than revenues, which is why operating income fell to an average of $14 million per team. But team values rose to an average of $605 million, which is an all-time record. And this is largely because of all the new rich local television deals that teams have signed. You look at the Astros, they're going to get $3.2 billion over 20 years. The Texas Rangers have a $3 billion deal over 20 years. The Angels have a $2.5 billion deal over 17 years. So all this money that's going to be coming into the teams from the networks is what's increasing team values.
All right, now how much are these teams benefiting from rights fees, and how much are they benefiting from maybe even owning a piece of the network?
It varies from team to team. We're seeing the teams get stakes anywhere between 10 to 25% typically in the regional sports network. And the rights fees for the Astros and the Texas Rangers, it's going to average about $80 million a year over the life of those deals for 20 years. And the equity stakes are good because these teams get to keep any revenue or profit at the RSN level off of the team, which means it's not subject to the 34% revenue sharing tax.
All right, so teams that are getting these new deals, are they seeing more money now coming in a way locally, more than maybe from the national TV deals?
Yeah, well, national TV money last year was $30 million. That also, if you include satellite. So we're seeing more teams now start to get higher local television rights fees than they're pulling in from the national TV deals. And one of the reasons for this, Bob, is if you look at DVR penetration, it's gone from 20% to 43% over the last 4 years. You know, people like to sit at home and they tune out the commercials. You know, baseball is one of the few programming where people watch the commercials. They want to watch the games live. This is why advertisers are paying up for baseball programming, and this is why rights fees have been going up. So now you have teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets, and these new teams, these new deals with the Astros, the Rangers, the Angels. They're going to be getting more from their local TV deals than from the national deals.
And one final team thought, and that's that the Dodgers, and we've talked about the Dodgers a lot, they're going to have that new big TV deal, whoever that new owner is, and not only a new TV deal, but how much do you think just having a new owner helps a team valuation?
Well, last year we saw their attendance fall greatly. Dodger fans were tired of Frank McCourt, obviously, but they're talking about possibly starting a regional sports network, whoever the new owner of the Dodgers is. And if you're talking about what the value of their new TV deal would be, which would start with the 2014 season, analysts are putting estimates of $3.5 billion or greater.
All right. Now, you mentioned that player salaries had an impact on operating profits last year. I'm assuming a lot of these new TV deals will have a ripple effect for players in some way. Where's some money coming from for the players?
Well, certainly the star players. I mean, we saw Kemp sign a big deal with the Dodgers. We saw Fielder sign a big deal with the Tigers. And, of course, Albert Pujols with the Angels. I mean, this is going to be paid off with TV money. I mean, Pujols' deal is back-ended. I mean, most of the money is going to be coming towards the latter years of his contract. That's really where the TV deal is also going to be climbing higher. So the players are going to be getting, the star players, I think, not your average player, are going to be getting bigger contracts because of the higher TV money.
All right, and in the magazine, you talk about the heaviest hitters, the guys making the most money. Is most of it salary? How much is endorsements?
Well, about $250 million the top 10 players will earn this year. 90% of that will be coming from salary, only 10% from endorsements. I think you got 4 Yankees on the top 10, too. shows. So they're doing pretty good here in the Big Apple.
Now, we have talked about some players in the NFL and the NBA making big endorsement money. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, obviously in the NBA come to mind. Why is it maybe Major League Baseball players don't make that kind of money?
It's much more of a local sport. I mean, first of all, really, there are no football games except preseason shown locally per se. You don't have a local network. It's all national TV money. So baseball players resonate, their brands resonate much more in the local TV market. So a rare exception might be Derek Jeter. Derek will get good endorsement deals. But most of the other players, almost all their money comes straight from salary.
All right, Michael, very interesting. That's in the latest edition of Forbes magazine. We want you to stick around because coming up next, Forbes Sports Money is going to take a look at the Yes Network itself when we come back after this.
For this brand in this market, it makes total sense, and I think we'd be, if we started it today, we'd be as successful as we were 10 years ago.